Barack Obama is going to be on the Jay Leno show this week. Why is he on the Jay Leno show this week? He's on the Jay Leno show this week to feed you more cake, to show you another circus. We are facing some of the biggest problems, and the media is right in bed with the government. They are not telling you, they are not doing their job. There is, of course, the New York Times gets this wrong. I got up this morning and I thought Grassley, who said the people at AIG should commit Harry Carey. He wasn't joking. He was serious. They should commit Harry Carey because there is no honor. Well, wouldn't it be nice if there was some honor, Senator? There's no honor there. Okay, no honor there. The New York Times says we have to honor these contracts because if we don't, these are the people that can come out and they'll know how to dismantle it on the outside, and they'll take AIG down and we'll lose all of our investment. Of course the New York Times thinks that we should deal with terrorists. Of course they think that we should give in to the demands of people who are extorting money from us. That's completely consistent for the New York Times. They've made it about extortion instead of the rule of law. How could have all of this been avoided? Chapter 11. Time-tested, mother-approved, Chapter 11. And now what they're talking about is going in, just put into the either the House or the Senate, a bill to tax these bonuses now 95%. That a special law just for AIG executives. And there's no outrage on the street at Congress. A special law, after you've made the money, they'll pass a bill to then go back and reach back into time and take that money from you. You tell me I'm crazy that the government is out of control. You tell me that I'm crazy because there's no common sense whatsoever. Was there greed at AIG? You bet there was. Were some of the bankers and some of the people on Wall Street bad? You bet. Should they be punished? Oh, yes. I'm wondering why Congress isn't going after Mrs. Madoff and the Madoff boys. Have we made a deal? Are we only looking at him? If we're looking at bonuses, if we're looking at scams, Madoff and the boys. If we're looking at bonuses, why isn't anybody going after Franklin Raines? He's the guy that was running, Freddie or Fannie? He overstated his profits more than Enron did. If I'm not mistaken, he is twice the size of Ken Lay. He also retired and got a $19 million settlement. He left with a $10 million bonus, and he's still getting $1 million of your tax money every single year. Why is no one talking about Franklin Raines? Because Franklin Raines is tied directly to Congress. Franklin Raines is also tied directly to the President of the United States. So forget about Franklin Raines. That's small potatoes. Is it really? I don't know if you understand potatoes, because $700 billion is a lot. That's a big potato. Also a big potato, $58 billion going over to Europe, to foreign banks. Compared to those things, small potato, $165 million. Small potato. 58 billion, big potato. 700 billion, really big potato. It's a money laundering system. It is David Copperfield at his best. And it always circles around to the big fat mouth in Washington. Well, the savior of the universe, Barack Obama, and his socialist plan to save the universe, the stimulus, have run into a few bumps in states with Republican governors. Not enough bumps, but a few. Rick Perry is not taking a big chunk of the money. Looks like Bobby Jindal is not taking it either, nor will Mark Sanford from South Carolina. Sanford has this little problem with the stimulus. You know, he apparently thinks that we got into all of these problems by spending too much. What a dope. So Sanford's not going to take the money. Well, he said there is one way, if he could use it, not to create billions of dollars of future programs, but to pay off South Carolina's debt. That makes sense, right? Get out of debt. In tough times, you got a large amount of money from an inheritance. Grandma dies. You're having tough times. What do? A lotto ticket. You know, you get a large sum of money from robbing a drunken heiress at a casino. Whatever. You use that money, if you're smart, to pay off your debt. Then you can have the pressure relieved so you can make wiser choices for the future. Well, the problem with the plan is, hang on, give me a second, I'm thinking. Oh, I know. The problem with that plan is it doesn't give the White House or Washington any control, which is the motivation behind the stimulus package in the first place. White House budget director said in a letter to Sanford that the federal stimulus law does not allow President Barack Obama to make an exception for that cash. Sanford sought a waiver last week asking to pay off the debt rather than use the money to create jobs and avoid deep program cuts. So Obama would really love to help out, but he just can't. It's just, oh, man, my hands are tied. I'm going to use all of my political power to break those contracts at AIG, but yeah, I'm stuck. Man, I want to do that. Oh, well, I guess the federal government's just going to have to hold a gun, which I don't believe in, to South Carolina's head. It's my only option, guys. Think about what this means. The country spends too much. They try to solve it by spending even more, and then it's actually against the law to try to be financially responsible with the money when you get it. No. You have to trap yourself into programs where you are forced to spend even more for many, many years down the road. And Mr. I'm looking for any way to take the bonus money from AIG employees who are in contracts with their employer. I just can't seem to find one possible way to make an exception for the governor that wants to pay off his debt, Obama. It doesn't really work for me. And what's the classy way President Obama is handling this? His minions at the DNC are running attack ads against Sanford. Just know, if you want to stand against this president, he swings a mighty big hammer. Oh, which reminds me, has anybody seen that sickle laying around anywhere?